What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mario 2X. Today's video, we're going to be reacting to why older workers are getting laid off and can't retire in 2026.
I was working remotely for a mortgage company. This would be the second time this has happened in my lifetime. So,
Dang.
the first time I was laid off, I was 59 years old, and we kind of knew that was coming, but still, I think it wasn't like the rug was ripped from underneath me. We kind of knew it was coming. It was slow, and we knew they couldn't sustain all of us. So a lot of us had already started looking for positions and updating our resumes and in anticipation of it. So, but still, even when it came, it was still kind of like a punch to the gut.
Yeah. That's once you give a company so much of your time, you wouldn't think that they would lay you off like just out of the blue, because you put so much time and energy into this one company and they lay you off. Like, where's the loyalty at? Like, that's just like getting stabbed in the back. Like, what's going on? You don't put 20, 30 years in there. It's like, well, we don't have enough money to keep her here, man. Let's lay her off. What? And they can't even retire, gang. So that's just, all that work is for nothing. Especially, I mean, if you save some money, okay, cool. But just imagine if you didn't save no money, you were just spending, like you're paying bills, you're doing this and that. And for all that just to go to waste, that's crazy, Chad. That's selfish. I ain't gonna lie, that's
Just because
selfish.
you didn't think that you would be chosen. Let me introduce myself. My name's Leanne. I am 63 years old now. I just turned 63 last month. Hey, welcome to my channel. I decided to start. I'm kind of new to this, so you'll probably hear a lot of ums and ands, and I'm hoping as I do more videos that will get better. This channel is going to cover just a frugal retirement life, sharing some simple food prep and cooking, sharing some of my outings that I go on here locally, how we can actually still go and do things that don't cost a lot of money. So when I was laid off, of course, I did the standard update your resume, send out, resumes and job applications. And I also filed for unemployment as well. That took a little bit to kickstart. I sat down and wrote myself out a budget, like what was coming in, what my severance was,
That's smart.
what it was coming in from unemployment, and then my expenses, and figured it out, and figured out what my bottom line was. So did I cut some things off? Yes, I cut some. Did I need Netflix and Hulu and all of that? No. Could I survive with just maybe one for a while? Absolutely. So, I made little cuts here and there just to save a little bit of money. On top of that, I also started doing some side hustles. I'll make another video about that, explaining some of the side hustles that I did and that I continue to do to this day to make some extra money. The job that I have now, it actually took me 18 months to find after I was laid off.
Sheesh. Basically a year. Almost 2 years. Dang. Now the job market is shit.
59. I was not expecting that at all. I thought maybe 3 to 6 months I'll find another job.
Regular.
But the mortgage industry was in such a slump that I couldn't find anything in the mortgage industry. And I don't know if it was ageism or I don't know to this day. But I finally found this job, which wasn't even a full-time job, for 40 hours a week. So it kind of forced me in a way to take Social Security last year at 60 when I turned 62. And
wait, what age do you get Social Security? Isn't it like, is it 60? Is it 58 or I don't know. I don't look into that stuff because I'm nowhere near that age. But yeah, what age do you guys get Social Security? And how does that work? Like, do they pay you out like every month, every week? How is that?
And so I'm on Social Security, but with Social Security, you can only make a certain amount of money each month. That was working for me. That, along with my part-time job, I was fine with that. But now, again, here I am No part-time job, and I'm done with the corporate life. I'm
Sheesh.
so done. I'm sure many of you are either in the same boat or have felt that, like you're just done with the corporate life. I've climbed the ladder. I've put in my
Fell
dues.
down.
I've been working since I was 16, as a lot of you
Oh yeah.
have been working a very long time.
You've been working longer than I've been alive. I'm 23. She said she got laid off at 63. Yeah. You've been working a long time. You deserve a break. Go ahead and enjoy, life. You're not supposed to just be on this earth just to work, 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 then die. No. Go enjoy that money. Take some vacations. I don't know, do some hobbies. Just enjoy life.
And I'm looking forward to this, I guess, this quieter
Life.
portion of my life, this
Mm-hmm.
next chapter. I don't think retirement is supposed to be busy, a
Nah.
busy season of our life.
Mm-mm.
We've done all the busyness. We've
Yeah.
raised our families. We've
Mm-hmm.
worked and raised our families, raised our kids.
It's time for you
Some of
now.
us are now empty nesters.
Yeah.
I have to say, being laid off at this time, at 63, felt a little different. It was like less panic, less proving myself, a little more
Cause you're,
clarity in my
yeah.
life and how I wanted to live it. And I don't know, I'm looking forward to this season of life because I don't feel like retirement is a finish line.
Nah.
I think
It's
retirement
not.
is supposed to be about enjoying the things that we have put off. Some of us have put off some of our hobbies because we've been so busy working.
Working.
Well,
And that's what I said, Chad. Retirement, that's not supposed to be the end. After that, you're supposed to actually go enjoy life. Like, don't sit there and just, nah, go enjoy life. Go do your hobbies. Go travel. Go spend some time with your kids. Go do stuff with yourself. Take care of yourself. Just start doing things that you couldn't really do because you always was working. So that's the time to start doing all the other things and getting into your other life until it's your time to go. That's how I look at it as after retirement. Of course, you put in the time, you put in the pain, the work, the energy, you put in everything. You deserve it.
Over the age of 15 and been laid off. That was me a few years ago. If it is,
Sheesh.
then I've got some really bad news for you. Only, I didn't say over, only 10% of you will actually ever make the same amount that you were earning prior to being let go.
Sheesh. That's really low. Only 10%. That's a low percentage, man.
So basically 90% are going to make less if you can
Yeah.
find what that next role is. This Huffington Post article, which I'll post now, basically details and shares the stories from a number of folks that have gone through the process or in the process. And essentially, if you want the data, which this audience seems to like data, is 50% of folks over the age of 50 have been laid off. My guess is that number is even higher. This data is about a year old, I think. And part two of that, which is even more unbelievable, is 10% will make what they were making previously. To me,
Mm.
that's ageism. It's really hard to prove. But man, with everything else battling between the layoffs, now I understand why some folks are keeping jobs longer than they need to because they're not happy because they just don't think they're going to be able to earn it. So
Yeah.
if this is you and you have been laid off, you have no excuse to look at the other options. You're probably applying, like the folks in this article, to 300 different opportunities for less money. But like I said, and I've talked about in previous posts, you do have options. There are businesses that are hungry for and will appreciate your experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Historically, they haven't been able to afford you, but fractional, even advisory, there's different ways you can structure deals to work with these companies will help you offset that loss of income and quite honestly give you the freedom and flexibility that you cannot have in corporate. And corporate for the 50 plus is not a good place. And
Good to know. Because I'm actually transitioning to corporate. I truck drive currently right now, but I'm going into IT, like IT support, help desk right now. I'm trying to get to the cybersecurity analyst role. But of course, it's a pedestal. You got to work your way up before you get to the top. So that's what I'm in the middle of. So I want to put in my time now while I'm young. So that way I can put money aside and I don't really have to worry about too much whenever I'm get closer to 50. Because like he said, they don't really, like people that are 50 in corporate because I think you cost more if I'm not mistaken. you're more of like you're taking more money from the company, basically what I'm trying to say.
If you're one of those lucky folks that has a good job, you're probably not looking at this video. So, like I said, if you've been impacted or you're worried about impacted, it does not hurt to educate yourself. I've got a number of free resources to help you think through this. Like I said, I was one of those impacted before I took control and made a number of mistakes that you can actually learn from. But there is, you can view this as the silver lining. Go see what's out there. It doesn't hurt or cost you anything to educate yourself, and you might be surprised at what the opportunities are out there. So, like I said, I've got a number of free resources. Just click the link in my bio or just connect with me on
W video. Shout out to this man. That's a good man right here. That's amazing. It's good that he's looking out for people that are, going through these things like getting laid off, and basically trying to help them and get them some jobs that they can do if they get laid off, just to make some type of money. If they're used to making $100,000 a year, then they can at least make half of what they're making, $50,000. That's something, because they're retiring, so they're not really trying to make the big bucks, and they're not trying to work crazy hours. It's more about freedom now. So doing 20, 25 hours, maybe 30 hours a week, but you're still making a good amount, decent living. And I'm pretty sure at that age of 50, you probably have a paid off house, paid off car. You don't really have that many expenses. So all the money is really just going to you and what you want to do in your life, whether that's your hobbies, that's traveling, sending money to your kids, or just doing whatever you want to do in life. So that's good that he actually is looking out for people that are experiencing this and going through, getting laid off and can't get a job or can't get what they're getting before they got laid off. So shout out to him.
Post that I made yesterday about being laid off for over a year. And the comment was, you've been laid off over a year. Are you trying not to work? And why can't you go down to your local store and get a job? So I made a post about over a month ago talking about how I was laid off at 50, being at the peak of my career. And thousands of you replied saying you're going through the same thing. Is it ageism? Is it like the market right now? What is going on? And probably a little bit of everything. I know that I've gone to apply for work at entry-level positions, as an example, to one company. And this has happened several times, but this one particular company said, we just don't think you'd be happy in this position, it being entry-level and you're not being challenged. Well, I applied to a director position or a leader position in that same company.
And you get accepted.
And they said, you know what, we're actually hiring internally. We're just hiring outside because of a survey that we're doing. So basically wasting my time. Yeah. This isn't just one company. This has happened several times to me, working with recruiters, and the recruiters coming back and saying, you know what, they're putting the position on hold. So they're gonna, I don't know. It just ends up being something. I've applied to hundreds of jobs. That's why I've turned to TikTok, so that I can try to make some money here or start a business or do something else, because I'm not just going to sit around, even though I'm still applying to work, doing everything I can. Yeah. But the comment about going down to your local store, I've tried that too. So they say you're too overqualified. Again, you're not going to be happy here. I even had someone make a comment saying that they went to Trader Joe's to try to get a job and they were denied because they are overqualified. Our local Costco isn't even hiring. A lot of our places around where I'm living are not hiring. So I don't know. That comment was a little bit, and overboard. For all of you that are going through this, thousands of you, let's hang in there. Let's hang tight. Just taking it day by day. And I'm here to support you. And those of you who are in the same position, we all would love to know what you're doing and how we can get through this together.
Yeah, that's crazy. So it's got to be ageism. I think I said that right. Hopefully I did. But that's crazy that a company will look at you and be like, well, we like you, but you're just overqualified. Like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? You would want me to qualify for what I'm applying for, having the skills and what you guys want me to have for this company, but I'm overqualified. Like, just say you don't want to hire me. Say I'm old, you don't want older people at this company. Like, just keep it real with me. Like,
reasons why employers get rid of employees who are close to retirement. Let's get into it. Outside of the executive level, companies believe that older workers are expensive and no longer worth the investment.
I said that too previously in the video. They definitely don't want to keep them because, like I said, they cost too much. They don't want to keep affording.
When employees are closer to retirement, they have more tenure in their jobs and their medical expenses are higher. The second reason is if they're older and they're closer to retirement, they have different benefits and a different package than what's being offered today. Today, people are being offered 401ks and they have to pay into it. If they are closer to retirement, they probably have something very different and something more valuable, and the company sees it as an expense.
She took the words right out of my mouth.
Or a drain to the bottom line. The
Which
third reason,
the company already makes buku money. Like, I put in all this time in the company. I can't get retirement. Come on.
companies want a cross section of people with a cross section of different skill sets. The workers that are retirement age probably don't have that cross section of skill sets. And the employer probably thinks it's not worth it to invest in them to make sure that they get them because they're on their way out. So again, that adds to the bottom line, more money and no return on that investment. In honorable mention, employers believe the older a worker gets, the sicker that they get, and they need more time off. And that's a drain to the business. At the end of the day, it comes down to the almighty dollar, always. Now, in my next video, I'm going to tell you how they get them out.
That's crazy, Chad. That is crazy that they actually be doing that. Like, you would think you put all this time and effort into this company, and you put all your time in, you put all the pain, you did everything for this company. And to think that they would just lay you off like like I was just a statistic. You were just a stat to them. Like, man, you're just another one. We're gonna let them go. We don't feel like paying them all that money. What? I literally put pain and time into this company. You just gonna let me go like that and just lay me off? That's selfish, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know. Words can't even explain how I feel about this situation. I just feel bad for the people that have to go through this and they have to look for like another job just to afford, maybe bills or anything. I feel like if you're at a job and you put so much time into that company, and then once you retire from that job should at least pay you a decent amount to where you can take care of your bills and you can have some extra money to do some extra, stuff that you want to do on the side, rather than going to pick up like a part-time job and still working after you retired. Who wants to still work after they retire? You want to enjoy life. You didn't already work your whole life. But hey, it's the economy we live in. Look at the president that we have. I mean, the companies that run the people that run these companies. It's about money. It's about money. Everything comes down to budgeting and money. So I don't know, man. But hopefully this gets better for everybody that's coming to retirement. Hopefully it doesn't stay like this and it can get better. And because my grandma's about to retire in a few years. She's been at UPS, I think 25 years, I want to say. She retired from her other job. She was working at the hospital. She was there for 20 plus years. Now she's at UPS and she's getting close to retirement. So hopefully she doesn't have to go through this and she can enjoy life after she retires from UPS. But let me know your thoughts and comments down in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more of these. It's your boy Mario 2X. I'm signing out. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. I'm gone.